the nation's capital, your number one source for news, national, regional, and global. This is KairiFM Morning News.
Parliamentary representative for the Carib Territory, Ashton Grano, has described a protest action by the cynical residents as unfortunate. Residents protested for the better part of Monday for what they say was a failure of the Carib Territory's council and government to start working on a much-anticipated playing field. Grano says, however, the matter has been resolved and work will commence in 2 weeks.
Well, this is a situation that arose because the villagers think that it is time that the project, which is the playing field, should have been started. However, as you know, those things usually take some time. There's a process that has to be followed, and that is exactly what the council was doing. They didn't seem to be satisfied with the duration of time, the time between the span between the time that the money was delivered and the slowness of the work. However, we were able to resolve the matter. They were asking for 3 weeks duration, in which time we were asking for 3 weeks. They wanted 2 weeks time. Eventually, we agreed within that time, 2 weeks and a half, that we should be able to get something going. Really, the work needed here is to get the contractors to agree on a time to start the work, the actual work. The council is in control of this because the money had been given to the council a few months ago. However, there were some things holding up the process. Ownership to lands and the drawing of the plan. From what I understand, plan should be made available to us this week, and the owners of the land have agreed for compensation, so see something happening soon.
Parliamentary representative for the Carib Territory, Ashton Grano. Sociologist and criminologist Dr. Peter Seja has told Dominicans that it is important to reach out to small community areas deemed as problem areas. Seja says it is a way to encourage the indigenous happenings of peace, for we are no longer colonized.
I think it's very important that we reach out to communities like this, communities like Silver Lake that we say, and go out there and really hear from the people's perspective what it is that they do to keep peace in their community and how can they do it better. It can be one approach to say, oh, you guys are causing trouble and how to stop. But I say the way to go at it is the way of encouraging the indigenous happenings of peace, because we are no longer colonized people where the idea is divide and conquer, and you come and you create some problem and you hope that people stay divided because then you want to keep the country. Then this is our country now, So what I think is that we have to reach out to the people who otherwise would be causing some problems.
Dr. Seja says although there is no juvenile justice system in Dominica, it does not mean that they should not be worked with.
And the fact that we don't have a juvenile justice system here, the kinds of problem that's created. But we have to work with those young persons, and we cannot just be trying to speak to the choir. Because and we cannot also just think about young persons, because oftentimes the actions of the young persons are reflected by the failures of the adults in their life.
The United Workers' Party could have a change of heart towards its decision not to attend the Parliament. The United Workers' Party has missed 2 consecutive sittings of Parliament, with threats of a possible by-election if they miss the 3rd sitting scheduled for later this month. Leader of the United Workers' Party, Ron Green, says the party will take a decision when the date is announced for the next sitting of Parliament.
Whenever the next Parliament of the Commonwealth of Dominica is called, the United Workers' Party will take a decision as to what it does in regard to the boycott. You will recall clearly that the boycott, which we conducted for the first Parliament on the 4th of February and for the second Parliament on the 29th of March, was in order to send an unambiguous, a very clear signal that the 18th of December election was fraudulent, and that a number of matters need to be cleared up and sorted out so that we can have free and fair elections in Dominica, including electoral reforms, access to the state media, and the issue of bribery.
Are you saying that there could be a change in your position, that the UWP may attend the next session of Parliament?
What I said is that when the time comes, we will take a decision. So we will see in regard to your question about the participation in the next Parliament.
Leader of the United Workers' Party, Ron Green, speaking to Kairi's Keisha Nicholas. Dominica will be well represented at the 7th annual Discover the Caribbean show, which takes place on Friday 23rd and Saturday 24th April at the Sandyford Conference in Barbados. It is the region's only event entirely dedicated to growing intra-Caribbean travel.
The Rediscover show is an annual event, and it's the only one of its kind in the Caribbean. We have over 100 exhibitors representing 20 Caribbean destinations, from as far south as Curacao and as far north as and as far north as Puerto Rico, all the islands basically in between. And it's really to showcase all that's best in travel throughout the Caribbean. As a small hotelier myself, we know the importance of encouraging more and more Caribbean people to holiday during the 8 long summer months. Many of us don't have a problem during the winter season, but occupancy drops off substantially during the summer, and it's really to encourage more people to holiday within the region. So we may not be able to ever prevent people going shopping in Miami or London, but we can encourage a few more Caribbean people to stay within the region for their second holiday, if not their first. The show actually takes place on Friday the 23rd. It will be officially opened by the Barbados Minister of Tourism, the Right Honourable Richard Seeley, at 3 p.m. and then runs through to 9 p.m. that evening. And on Saturday it's open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Sandyford Conference Centre, our main exhibition centre on Barbados, and the entrance is free.
Coordinator of the activity, Harold Lovell. A recently opened supermarket in Dominica has already begun giving back to the community. Mark Smart Supermarket and a service station located on the Jimmet Highway, which was officially launched on Friday, has donated $3,000 to Camp Rescue Londonderry. Coordinator of Camp Rescue Londonderry, Reverend Franklin Coffey, is hoping that this gesture by the young company will motivate other corporate citizens to help reshape the destiny of Dominica as a young nation. He says the donation will be put into good use.
Team Rescue are very, very happy that, a very young company like the Max Mac, would think of partnering with us, for this very, very important undertaking. In fact, only the very day that we were invited, to receive this contribution, we were having a meeting. In fact, we invited as many stakeholders as possible. So we were very happy and very grateful, and that, people like Williams says, Kiwani with Mr. Williams, they, would recognize our effort. I think the gesture from this company, Max Matt, and the service gas station, as saying that people are recognizing that the corporate citizens need to come forward and contribute something to our youth, contributing the effort, especially for our young people at risk. So I want to again take this opportunity on behalf of Camp Rescue to thank all the so many people who are so generous in our undertaking.
Coordinator of Camp Rescue Londonderry, Reverend Franklin Coffey. Quick Zone Icons will take on Sagicor Southeast today as the Mr. Ping Windows and the Doors Premier Division League continues. We join Gerald George for more in sports.
Action will continue in the Mr. Ping Windows and Doors Materials Limited Premier Division League, with Quick Zone Icons taking on Sagicor Southeast, while on Wednesday it will be defending champions Baffert State versus Lime Point Michelle. Both matches will be played at the Baffert State playing field from 6 p.m. In the All-Island League on Wednesday, Trafalgar will come up against Will George Juicy Ballhawks, while on Thursday it will be Lionels versus St. Mary's Cooperative Credit Union Delta United. Both matches will be played at the Newtown playing field from 6 p.m. And in the Division 1 League on Thursday, Starrel and Son St. Joseph will take on Focole United at 6 p.m. While in a doublehead on Friday, Boston Warner will come up against Maxwell Trading Baffert Ambassadors at the Newtown playing field. While at the Baffert State playing field, it will be RIC Kensborough versus Waukee Rollers. Both matches will begin at 6 p.m. Gerald George, PRO, Dominica Football Association.
That's news and sports this hour. I'm Steve Vidal. Thank you for listening.